on top of the world, about to jump above it. Take it straight to the moon, 'cause we know how to rock it. Ain't no thing you can do, ain't no way to stop it. Now you're feeling it too, let's get it started. Throw your hands in the air while the beat is dropping. Acting like you don't care when everybody's watching. Just keep whipping your hair like that, you got it. Yeah, you're feeling it too, let's get it started. I'm ready, ready. Let's get it, get it. I'm ready, ready. Are you ready, ready? Let's get it started. Charts off the meter, turn it up, blow the speakers, make them all to believers. Break through the surface, tell them open the curtains, give them all what they wanted, yeah. Now let's get started. I'm ready, ready. Let's get it, get it. Yeah, I'm ready, ready. I'm ready. Are you ready, ready? I'm ready. Let's get it started. Yeah, yeah, I'm ready, ready. Let's get it, get it. I'm ready, ready. Let's go. Are you ready, ready? Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Let's get it, get it. Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Let's get it. Yeah, 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 yeah. Give me something new. Time to break it loose. Take it to another level. Now we on the move. Shout if you coming with me. Going over the limit. On your mark, keep it steady. So tell me, are you ready? I'm ready, ready. Yeah, let's get it, get it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm ready, ready. Are you ready, ready? Let's get it started.
And we welcome you to the next round of what is the Northwest Pro Late Model Series here tonight on LSRTV. Happy Tuesday night to you all. Hope you all had a great Thanksgiving holiday. And we are ready to go for coverage from what is the Lanier Raceplex in Brazelton, Georgia, race number 2. I'm Wesley Outland, joined alongside is Greg Rentz. And Greg, great race coming up here tonight, buddy. We had an awesome race last week at Langley with the Pro Late Models, and we're going to a track that's very similar to Langley, except it's a little bit more banking, 3/8 of a mile. It should be a good race here tonight.
Looking forward to this one. Round number 2 of a brand new series. We had a great night of racing last Tuesday night for the season opener, and we are very excited to see the sequel. And we've got quite a few new cars in the field, Wesley. This is going to be a great night of racing at Lanier.
Yeah, you know, Lanier is a special place for me, man. I actually announced here a couple of times for real races back during my time announcing for the ASA, American Speed Association, and I think of the Garrison Memorial race, how big that used to be. And, you know, Lanier is on the iRacing simulator, and it could also be pavement or dirt. But let's be honest here. It's a true pavement track. They throw dirt on there just for the fun of it for the iRacing lovers. But it is a true pavement track. This track is an awesome facility. And I'll tell you what, Greg, I think this is going to be a great show for the drivers of the Northwest Pro Late Model Series tonight.
It's going to be an awesome one. And this race is very, very similar to what a lot of these cats do in real life. This track, very similar to a few of our tracks. Some of these drivers actually will say this track kind of represents a track very near and dear to a lot of our hearts here in the Northwest. A lot of drivers compared this track to, say, the Wenatchee Valley Super Oval in Wenatchee, Washington, maybe State Line Speedway in Post Falls, Idaho. It's a little bit bigger than those two. Those two tracks are measured at a quarter mile, whereas this is a 3/8. But a lot of drivers compare this racetrack as the closest thing you can get on iRacing to those two tracks. So a lot of drivers will use this track as kind of their home base on iRacing, if you will. And a lot of drivers have fun with it. And that has brought out the big dogs tonight. We have 30 cars in the field tonight for round number 2.
Yeah, we certainly do have quite a field of cars, and they're all getting ready to go. Let's take a look at your race information, bottom left of the monitor, presented by LSRTV, your home for sim racing. And for tonight, look at that. Yeah, heat races, just like your true Saturday night weekend grassroots short track across America. We've got heat races to set the lineups, probably 4 heat races. Then you're going to have a B main that'll set the 24-car field, and they're going to go a century grind around the Lanier Raceplex. It should be a good one here tonight on LSRTV. So that is your race information. Let's go to the bottom right of the monitor and take a look at your LSRTV weather conditions. And Greg, very comfortable. 79 degrees ambient temperature for the virtual iRacing race at Lanier tonight. 82 degrees for the track temp, very close to similarities. And a 5-degree wind speed, partly cloudy. Not a cloud in the sky, I would say, because it looks very, very nice. Comfortable winds. We're going to have a great night of racing here at Lanier.
The number that pops out to me is that track temperature, 82 degrees. Yeah, it's nighttime, which is a little bit different than what some of these guys are used to, because with the Northwest Tour, the super late model series that raced here on LSRTV, they're taking the year off, unfortunately. We got where there will be no Northwest Tour this year, but they like to have the track very, very hot, no grip in the racetrack. Tonight, very low track temperature, 82 degrees, a lot of grip in this racing surface for 100 laps. This is something the drivers are going to be a little bit different, and they're going to be having to get used to while this race goes on, because they're used to these temperatures being cranked up high. With the low track temp, a lot of grip, a little bit of a different race than what we've seen in the past.
The stage is set. They're going to come back out here. We're going to go heat races very, very shortly. And again, we are looking forward to 30-plus cars to battle it out here at Lanier Raceplex. Quick break so you can see more of the great on-track action when it gets here. We'll be back with more coverage on your home for sim racing, LSRTV, and the...
An automobile purchase shouldn't be hard. The hardest part for the consumer in the whole process should be selecting the vehicle. We have the online credit application. We can bring the car to you to see it, to test drive it, to deliver it. We have all the tools in place, and we've had them in place for a long time. I just think now we've perfected it. It's become part of our culture. We've, kind of taken it to the next level. It is easy, and it should be easy, and it should be fun, and it shouldn't take a whole lot of time.
Hey, it's Wesley Outland on the set of the Bull Ring on Speed 51 TV, but I also want to remind everybody that you can keep up with coverage of esports with the Northwest Cup and Truck Series, the American iRacing League, S&B Cup Series, and so much more on your home for sim racing, LSR TV. Of course, remember, you can watch it, and then you can listen to it on CRN, the Community Radio Network, at wearecrn.com. Check us out when you can.
And we welcome you back to coverage on LSR TV from Lanier Raceplex, Lanier National Speedway, located at the Brazelton, Georgia exit off of I-85. Greg Rentz, Wesley Outland back here with you. And, of course, we're getting ready to rock and roll with these drivers of the Northwest Pro Late Model Series. Let's go back to last week real quick, shall we, Greg? What a wild race that was.
My apologies, had a little bit of mic issue there, but yeah, last week was awesome. It was a brand new series debuting on LSR TV. We kind of threw it all together in the course of about a week, and then got the deal with LSR TV the night before. And man, we were excited to bring short track late model racing back to LSR TV from the Northwest, and we started it off with a bang at Langley last week. So to come here and do it again, this time at Lanier, going to be an awesome show. And by the way, the Northwest Tour was here last season as part of a doubleheader with Langley, two 200-lap races. The winner at Lanier Travis Barnes, he's in the field tonight. So Travis Barnes looking to back it up where he left off in the super late models last year. Tonight, though, it's the pro late model, the older Chevy Monte Carlo late model that we see on the iRacing server. It's a D-class license to race these ones. But, hey, different late model. We call it the pro late model up here, and the drivers are having a lot of fun racing it out.
Going to be a fun time for sure. And again, we're going to look to see these drivers battle it out here on the Lanier Raceplex Speedway. Again, drivers meeting, I believe, is ongoing right now. And are they going to qualify to set up their lineup for their heat races, Greg, or are they just going to go quickly into another practice session and they go right into the heat racing format?
We will be doing qualifying, and the change from last week, the top 4 in qualifying time will lock into the feature event. Last week, no one locked in off of qualifying time, and we saw the 3 fastest cars from qualifying have to race their way in through the B main as a result of the way that those heat races went. So a little bit of a change in format this week. The top 4 will lock themselves in to the feature event tonight. The rest of the field will be determined by the heat race and that consolation last chance qualifier.
So I'm thinking in my head, dirt track style, if you do the math, top 4 lock in. There's 20 spots up for grabs after that. So then we'll have 4 heat races. Probably the top 4 will transfer from there. There's your 16. 1 B main, top 4, 24 car field. Is that the plan, Greg?
Looks to be the plan. 30 of them here tonight. We're starting 24, so unfortunately, 6 drivers will be loaded up and going home after that B main.
There you go. So that's the way it's going to go down here. About 13 or under 12 and a half minutes remaining here as you're going to see qualifying on track right now. You're just seeing some of the still images. Or of course, I'm sorry, the scenic shots of the racetrack here at the Lanier Raceplex. And you know, I've always said this, the iRacing, they mimic the tracks to just like they are at the real deal. You look at all the signage on the wall, the graphics, the white in the paints and the pavement, the yellow line below the bottom of the apron, all of that is for real. That is the way I remember Lanier back whenever they raced ASA in the Southeast Asphalt Tour. Same painted on the wall, all of that. Of course, the grandstanding, the way the suites are up there, the way the press box is over there. It's the same as the real deal, for real. So we're looking forward to getting these guys on the racetrack again for certain, as I believe they're wrapping up the drivers meeting. Once the drivers meeting does conclude, then they will go to on-track activity. And I say that, here they come. Angel Ortega, number 10. We're going to follow some of the cars as they're on racetrack. Greg Rents to qualify here at Lanier. And he's already going around
goes Ortega. Ortega around. Here's a look at Andrew Lemke, a new driver to the series this year. Andrew Lemke was one of the driving forces behind another series that popped up in the spring of this year. It was the Cascade Racing League. We did not have it on LSRTV, but a league based out of the west side of Washington State, where I'm, of course, on the east side. Andrew Lemke was the driving force behind that, heard about this, said, hey, I want to come out and play around, represent Cascade Racing League. Him and Cameron Iverson, who's a mini-stock racer at Evergreen Speedway, here representing the CRL, as Lemke out there trying to set the bar 14.142. The first lap will be a little bit quicker.
Yeah, you know, Greg, we saw on Sunday afternoon where the Northwest iRacing Tour presented by Joe's Racing Products announced that they were not going to have their Super Late Model Series this year, nor their special 2 or 3 events that they were planning. Obviously, BJ Tendrick and other people have got crazy logistics and schedules going on in life in general. And I will say this, though. I think it's awesome as we see Brian Reynolds on the racetrack qualifying that, you know, Eric Cheney and others stepped up, Greg, to put on the Northwest Pro Late Model Series to have some type of a diversion during the winter months since we're missing the Northwest iRacing Tour.
And it has been awesome as you look at Brian Reynolds here in the Cole Trickle Superflow inspired number 12. Eric Chaney, Dan Lowther, and a couple of others getting their heads together saying, you know what, no, we want to make this happen. This has been a lot of fun watching it grow. 30 cars for race number 2 as Brian Reynolds goes out of 14.080. Fastest on the board right now, only one driver in the 13s. It's the Young Freighter driver, Kyle Lahr, sitting on top of the board right now, 13.95. The gap right now, actually, looking at the official timing and scoring there, he got down into the 9.4, so 13.949. How about second place, Big Bird himself, Eric Chinny? You look at Travis Barnes there in the 0.23. Now remember, what the zeros indicate here with these cars is Barnes goes second. What those zeros indicate means they have not yet paid their registration fee. They have 2 more races after tonight to pay their registration fee, or they get Das Boot. They do not get to play until they pay that registration fee. Here's Dana Rogers in the number 8. He is a driver who has competed on LSRTV a lot in the past. Northwest Racing Series staple, Dana Rogers, here in the late model tonight.
We'll see what Dana Rogers can do with the number 8 machine. First lap, 14.887. Going to get another lap around the speedway. They got about less than 9 minutes remaining in their qualifying. 30-plus cars ready to go. Remember, top 4 lock in. So you want to be one of the 4 drivers. And right now it's Lahr, Barnes, Chaney, and Washington. Rogers, second lap. Will he improve? Here he works off of turn number 4. Down to the start-finish line. Lap 2. Quicker. 14.514. And right now, that is his last time turning. Here comes a 9 on the racetrack now. See what this Chevrolet Monte Carlo number 9 will be able to do on course. That's Daggett, Troy Daggett, the LSRTV on the rear spoiler. Kind of like a promo color with just the logo on the back there, Greg.
And Daggett with a new look on that number 9 car. And you know, this has been a big debate, especially in the Northwest. I like the look of the number on the rear quarter panel. That's been something that we saw a lot of in the Northwest, and it kind of still pops up once in a while, but there's a lot of debate with number placement, you know, with the Cup Series, shifting the number forward as opposed to shifting it backward. You look at Curtis Critchley, but hey, that was always my vote, was put the number on the rear quarter panel. I love it. It just looks so unique and so different. It's awesome to see that here on iRacing. But Wesley, this cat right here out of Canada, Curtis Critchley, he put on a show last week, finishing second, leading some laps. But Curtis Critchley, new to the Northwest staple here, but we've seen him a lot on LSRTV in the past. He's won late model races on here in the past, and he put on a great show at Langley last week, looking to follow it up here at Lanier.
We'll see what he can do now as he's on the clock. Critchley in that 27 machine Chevrolet. Down to the front straightaway on the clock. Right now, 4 drivers, Lahr, Critchley, Barnes, and Carroll. Trying to make the first 4 to lock into the show. That's a change from last week. Critchley now up to second on lap number 1. And I don't even think he's going to go for a second lap on qualifying. He's happy where he's at there. He's right there in second.
So Critchley parking it, but Kyle Lahr, how about it, making his debut here in the Northwest Pro Late Series, the only driver to go into the 9-4 bracket. And he did a great job holding off Curtis Critchley, Travis Barnes, Chris Carroll, last week's winner in the 097, and Big Bird himself, Eric Chaney, your top 5 right now. As you take a look there, you can see the top 20 there on the rundown. And we got some new players in the series as well. We'll be highlighting them as they come out. But this is going to be an awesome race. 5 heat races tonight, Wesley. So a little bit different as opposed to the 4 last week. 5 heat races here tonight. We are going to see some great racing coming up here as qualifying just about wrapped up. Looking through, looks like just 3 cars have yet to take time. Those being Brock Denny out of Montana, Dan Lowther out of Boise, Idaho, and Colton Garber out of my neck of the woods, Spokane, Washington.
So if there's going to be 5 heat races, we're taking the top 4. That's 16, 20. Well, that's not going to add up. Maybe they're only going to take the top 3 from the heat races. We got to find out a way to break them down to the 24-car field. We do know that there will be a B main. Heck, they might just do 1-2 spots for the B main, and that's it to lock in. Since we're doing 5 heat races, my calculations was on everything, including 4 heats like last week. Here comes Dan Lowther in the 63 machine. Greg, if we can get clarification on the way the format will break down, that would be great. Because I had in my head the 4 heats like last week. Go ahead, bud.
Well, the problem with that was we had to change the format a little bit after the way that played out because, like I mentioned earlier, the top 3 in time, including Dan Lowther out of Boise, Idaho, the top 3 in time, they all had to race their way in through the B main. So it was discussed as Lowther hits the wall off of turn number 2. That'll negate that lap, but a good first lap for Lowther puts him in the top 5. But the top 3 qualifiers all had to race their way in through the B main. It was discussed with the powers that be that, you know what, we're going to change the format a little bit. So we did, taking the top 4, locking them in through time. So as of now, locked into the show are Kyle Larr, Curtis Critchley, Travis Barnes, and Dan Lowther. 2 drivers remaining to go. Brock Denny's coming out now. So Kyle Larr, Curtis Critchley are locked in. Barnes and Lowther still got 2 more bullets to dodge. And Brock Denny in this Ricky Bobby number 064. He was one of the fastest cars last week. He's out of Columbia Falls, Montana. And he is rolling out now. He's got the Cougar on board, but I'm surprised he doesn't have Tucker Dog on there. We'll see if we can maybe get a Tucker Dog special modified there instead. But with that top 4 qualifying changing as Denny gets loose off of turn number 2, and he's going to go ahead and re-rack, restack, and try it again. But with those top 4, we said, you know what, we're going to change it up. 5 heat races this time to lock in a couple different numbers of drivers because of that difference that they had to do with the locking in drivers. So we're still tweaking the format just a little bit here, a little bit there. I think round 4 or 5 we'll have a nice solid system worked in right now. It's only round number 2. It's trial and error at this point. So once we get all the cobwebs worked out, this will be a really fun series to watch.
Qualifying about 3 minutes remaining, but it looks like probably no more takers are going to go up there. And again, your top 4 lock in for the feature events. They're not going to have to go through those heat races. And honestly, Greg, that's a good thing. You don't have to worry about going through your heats. You know you comfortably are in the starting lineup. Now, I don't know if they're still probably going to be a part of the invert. But, at least you do know that you have the comfortable knowing that you are one of the 4 drivers that made it in from qualifying.
And that's another thing that was talked about was the invert. Remember, last week the invert was 23 out of 24 car invert. So that was discussed as well. It'll be interesting to see what the powers that be decided on to see what happens. And we have just been told by our producer, invert tonight 16. So 16 cars in the invert tonight. So that means whoever sets fast time, whether Kyle Larr holds on or if he can dodge the bullet of Brock Denny and Colton Garber, who still have yet to go, Larr will be starting in 16th position. The top 4 will start 13th, 14th, 15th, and 16th. Again, those drivers right now, Kyle Larr, Curtis Critchley, who finished runner-up last week, Travis Barnes, and Dan Lowther. Chris Carroll, last week's winner, first driver on the outside looking in for locked in. He'll be looking for a solid heat race tonight.
So we're about a minute away from everybody now getting into heat race mode. We'll step away. We'll come back, and we're going to go heat races next here from Lanier.
An automobile purchase shouldn't be hard. The hardest part for the consumer in the whole process should be selecting the vehicle. We have the online credit application. We can bring the car to you to see it, to test drive it, to deliver it. We have all the tools in place, and we've had them in place for a long time. I just think now we've perfected it. It's become part of our culture. We've, kind of taken it to the next level. It is easy, and it should be easy, and it should be fun, and it shouldn't take a whole lot of time.
Hey, it's Wesley Outlet on the set of the Bull Ring on Speed 51 TV, but I also want to remind everybody that you can keep up with coverage of esports with the Northwest Cup and Truck Series, the American iRacing League, S&B Cup Series, and so much more on your home for sim racing, LSRTV. Of course, remember, you can watch it, and then you can listen to it on CRN, the community radio network, at wearecrn.com. Check us out when you can.
And you see the field getting assembled on the front straightaway. Welcome back to coverage. LSR TV, Tuesday nights in the Northwest Pro Late Model Series. Greg Rentz, I'm Wesley Outland, and we're getting ready to go with heat race number 1. Once we get everybody in place, we'll give you the lineup as these drivers will get ready to go. All right, let's go. Heat race number 1 on the pole. It'll be Terry Ackerman in the inside, the 022 to the outside. Hey, there's Will Duvall. Any moment now, he'll pop in the 085 machine. Row number 1. Row number 2, we'll find Austin Ackerman in the 05. Troy Daggett in the number 9 car. Row number 3 for heat number 1, Chris Camary in the number 15 to the outside. Troy Ollison in car number 49. Row 4 on the grid, Tyler Kim in the car number 38 to the outside. Dylan Huffines in the number 7, row 4. Row 5, we'll find Travis Barnes to the outside. Kyle Lahr, fast qualifier. And that is your lineup for heat race number 1.
So here we go. First race of the night. Heat races to determine your lineup. Terry Ackerman will lead them away. He's got his nephew Austin directly behind him. 02205. Will Duvall, the cowboy, on board. And hey, remember what we always used to joke about, Wesley? He's got thumbs up bail bonds on the back of that number 85 car tonight. So Will Duvall having some fun with us here. He's one of our own on LSR TV. Thumbs up bail bonds represented on that car tonight.
The one thumb wonder at one time. Good to see Will Duvall back here with us in the 085. We'll get ready to settle them in. Now, remember, the drivers that have the 3-digit numbers, there's a reason behind that. The 085 and the 022, it is because they are officially, Greg, not a member yet. Once they become a member, they can get a 2-digit number, as their number is officially in steel. Green flag in the air. Heat number 1, we're ready to go. Here at Lanier, and on the jump, it is Terry Ackerman. Duvall, though, battles back on the outside. Look at this battle. Contact.
And there's contact, and around
Duvall.
goes the cowboy Ackerman. Plows into Ackerman. Somehow we stay green. No caution. Troy Daggett out in front as Camary now on the inside of Austin Ackerman gives him a little bit of a shove. Here comes the 041. That's Kyle Lahr, who set quick time tonight out of Ephrata, Washington, bringing Tyler Kim with him. Kim gets loose off of turn number 4. We're already 2 laps in, and we have got all kinds of action right now. And it's all going on in the mirror of Troy Daggett as you watch this 4-car battle. We got Kim, Olson, Huffines, and Barnes.
All this chaos ongoing as the field works their way out of turn 4, across the start-finish line. I don't believe they let the caution flag come out in heat races. I think it's you are what you are, and if you fall back, you fall back. You got to redeem yourself.
And there's contact.
There you go. Little spin there. The 49 Allison goes around, and as you see, Greg, no caution. We stay green.
And we're staying green through the heat races. Cautions will come into play in that last chance qualifier. And, of course, that 100-lap main event as you look at scary Chris Camary going to battle with Kyle Lahr. Lahr gets around Camary to second. Kyle Lahr, multi-time winner on the Northwest Tour, back here in a late model with these guys, but with just 2 laps to go. How about Troy Daggett in that number 9 looking to pick up a heat race win? Remember, he made it to the finals of the Northwest ARCA Series this past year, made it to the championship round of the playoffs. That was all on LSR TV, as well as the white flag falls from Barney the Flagman. White flag for Troy Daggett.
Final lap around. Troy Daggett back straight away. Good run for the LSR TV number 9. Comes out of turn number 4. He'll take heat race number 1. So heat number 1 will go to Troy Daggett. Bumping, banging, gouging, fighting. Kyle Lahr will finish second. Camary will finish third. Ackerman and the rest of the field down. Let's take a look at the finishing order real quickly as we grid for heat race number 2. Okay. Heat race number 2. We'll get you lined up here. So we just gave you the quick rundown real fast, and there you go. And we'll get ready now for heat race number 2. Colton Garber is on the pole in the 59 machine to the outside. Bryce Clark. Hey, look at that throwback to Josh Berry. I was down at there when he won the Battle of the Stars, and of course he won the Thanksgiving Classic, moving into Xfinity competition. There's that throwback of Josh Berry's car right there. Bryce Clark to the outside. Row 2 finds McLeod and Denny. Field beginning to roll. Row number 3 on the grid. We'll find, of course, Mason Haygood in the third row. Andrew Lemke as well. And in the back, row 4, Brian Reynolds at the 12. Big Bird, Eric Cheney, the man that created the Northwest Pro Late Model Series, starting 8th. And row 5, we'll find Dan Lowler, Curtis Critchley. There's your lineup for heat race number 2.
Taking a look at Fatback right there. Bryce Clark in that number 93 alongside of McLeod in that 088. Bryce Denny there in the 036. We get set to go. Heat race number 2. We have a little bit of a change in format as Colton Garber having some connection issues right now in the 59 car. A little bit of a change, Wesley. We said 5 heat races. We've just been told only 3 heat races for this one. So once again,
oh wow,
the format kind of changing on the fly. You were told 5, but it's actually 3 as the green flag falls, and this is going to pose a little bit of an issue, especially for Bryce Clark there on the outside of the front row, because where is Colton Garber as the rest of the field starts to work his way through? There is Mason Haygood. Last season, 2020, Wenatchee Valley Super Oval Track champion in the Roadrunner cars, as he battles alongside Andrew Lemke from the coast. Mason Haygood, last year's Plum Perfect Roadrunner champion. Here comes Dan Lowther out of Boise, Idaho. Big wreck on the inside in turn number 3. That's Andrew Lemke and Brian Reynolds getting together. Remember, we talked about both those guys in qualifying. Then there goes Lowther around in the number 63. Oh, man, Ronnie Mack facing the wrong way on the one-way. Curtis Critchley in the number 27 already making his way up into the top 5, trying to reel in this 3-way battle for the lead right now between Clark, Denny, and Haygood. And actually, Colton Garber looks like to have pulled away. Looks like the connection has stabled out a little bit there on that number 59 car. As you see this 3-way battle between Bryce Denny in the 036, Fatback on the outside, Mason Haygood in the 014. You saw Colton Garber up there. Little ink and blink and nod, as you like to say, Wesley.
Yeah, a little ink and blink and nod, visiting our buddy there as he holds on to it. Garber out in front, Denny and Haygood right now, 3rd, 4th is Critchley. And here's something else to think about with 3 laps to go. If there's 3 heat races, we had 10 cars in heat 1, 10 in heat 2, probably 10 in heat number 3 as the car's off the pace on the bottom of the racetrack. We come to 2 to go. Greg, I don't think the top 4 locked in. Everybody's got to go to a heat race.
Now, they still got to race the heat race, but they are locked into the main event.
Okay, so regardless they're in. Okay, good. Okay.
Andrew Lemke trying to make his way to the pits. White flag, 1 lap to go for Colton Garber in that number 59. Contact between Bryce Clark and Eric Cheney right there with Mason Haygood, the Wenatchee champion out of Moses Lake, Washington, battling out, but the checker flag is going to fall. And around goes Clark in the number 93. Noses in the wall. McLeod is going to get both of them. Ryan McLeod, no! At the buzzer, it goes to... And looks like...
Garber's going to win it.
Live timing the scoring updated a couple of times there.
But
how about that?
Wow. Good times, Casey Garber. Getting it done here in heat race number 2. All right, Greg, I'll let you give the lineup for heat number 3, buddy. Go ahead.
Let's take a look at the starting lineup. We got Dana Rogers. We talked about him, a Northwest Racing Series staple, alongside Angel Ortega. 8 and 10, making up row number 1 for this 3rd and final heat race. Kyle Matthews, the Southtown Speedway regular and Northwest Mini Stock Tour driver, with Ryan Bloom in the number 25. Believe he won the Northwest ARCA Championship we talked about. Cameron Iverson, that's the other guy with the Cascade Racing League that we talked about a little bit, alongside Josh Beal in the 02. Row number 4 will make up another Josh Washington, and Christmas Carol, Chris Carroll, last week's winner at Langley, who picked up right where he left off on the Northwest Tour, where he won that championship. Brock Denny rounds out this 9-car field for this third and final heat race. The Columbia Falls, Montana driver and multi-time Legends champion.
So there is the lineup. One more heat race. And remember, top 4 are locked in the show regardless. They don't have to go to the B main. They did have to run the heat race. So there you go. You got your 10 cars and 30 cars total. 10 each in 3 heats, 10 cars apiece. And we'll determine who's going to the B mains here in just a moment as the field is ready to see Dana Rogers on the front row. Ready to bring to the green flag, Greg. We're ready. Heat number 3 coming to you out of 4.
Ortega trying to make that outside line work as up the track goes Ryan Bloom in the 25. May have been just a smidge of contact there with Josh Beal. He's got HendrickCars.com on board. Hey, that sponsor paid pretty good dividends this year as up the track goes Kyle Matthews in a big bobble. Matthews, of course, the stepfather to Travis Barnes. Around goes Ortega. And I think that was off the bumper of that number 25 of Bloom. As you look at Cameron Iverson there in the number 87, they're all trying to track down Dana Rogers as there's Brock Denny in that 064, that Ricky Bobby car. Remember, he was very fast last week trying to track down Josh Washington. Now Washington had a career best finish of 2nd on the tour last year. We have a battle for the lead between Iverson and Rogers. Give it to Cameron Iverson in the turn number 1.
All right, so we're understanding that top 4 from qualifying are not locked in. There is absolutely no way to set the field up so they are locked but still race the heat races. So 2 B mains taking the top 6 from each is the guess from our scores here, letting us know. If we got contact, Rogers is around. Other cars are
That's
crashing.
the leader, Cameron Iverson.
Yeah, holy cow, man. We still
So
keep
that's
going.
going to give the lead to... That's going to give the lead to Brock Denny. Right there, Ricky Bobby.
Me, the Tiger, the Cougar. Wow. 3 to go.
Brock Denny in the 064. A little bit of a bobble there. It's a little bit back to Josh Beal in the 02. Remember, Denny was right there in the mix for Rookie of the Year last year for the Northwest Tour. As he's clicking laps away, final lap of this final heat race, we will go to the B main. After this, as the checker flag will fall. How about it for Broccoli? Brock Denny, heat race winner here at Lanier.
Man, good job to Brock Denny. I want to go fast. He went fast, and he gets done in heat number 3 here at Lanier Raceplex. As the rest of the field crosses the line, he'll join the rest of the guys that are locked in. All right, I'm understanding we got 2 B mains, probably 6 will transfer in, and that's the way they set the lineup here. 24 cars go to the A main for 100 laps coming up here later on at Lanier as the heat races are officially done. We'll get ready for B main number 1. B mains cars lining up. They're gridding. This is what we call Greg Rentz the Hooligan Race. This is your last shot to try to make it in to round 2 of the Northwest Pro Late Model Series season tonight at Lanier. So a few more moments. The field is getting gridded, getting in place. There we go. All right, let's give you a lineup for the B main. Dylan Huffines on the pole, the number 7 Chevrolet PFC brakes. To the outside, Ryan McLeod in the Josh Berry All Things Automotive iRacing Junior Motorsports Chevrolet throwback. Row number 2, we'll find Ryan Bloom, ARCA Northwest Series champion. He's on finish line tomorrow, by the way. 25, Travis Barnes to the outside of him in the 023. Row 3 on the grid, we'll find Mason Haygood in the 014, Cameron Iverson in the 87. Row 4 in B main 1, Terry Ackerman in the outside, Bryce Clark in 93. Row 5, we're taking Josh Washington, Tyler Kim. Row number 6 on the grid, Andrew Lemke in the 5, Dana Rogers in the 8. Row number 6. Row 7, William Duvall, Dan Lowther, and that is the lineup. Row 8, Chris Carroll, my apologies. Chris Carroll and Troy Allison in the 49. Row number 8. Row 9, Briar Reynolds. So 17 cars. So, Greg, it looks like it's 1 B main, and that's it.
1B main event. Think I got it worked out.
My buddy sounds like a robot there. Let's
Issues on
hope we
my
get a
end, so
great
Wesley,
fix
I'm going
here.
to have you take this one.
All right, buddy. 17 cars, 1B main. Green flag in the air. We're underway. Here at Lanier, 25 laps. Who's going to the 100-lapper? It's next. Huffines on the jump. He'll come to the lead. Moving the number 2 spot of the Hendrick cars. Number 25 entering the ARCA Northwest Series champion of 2021 in Season 1 to the outside, the bottom of the racetrack. Hey, good. Barnes is there. They're 1 through 4. Falling back was the machine, obviously, of Barnes and Nelson. Clark now trying to come back up through the top 10. And Huffines is the man leading the way. 4 blue cars out in front. As Huffines, Bloom, Haygood, Barnes, Iverson, top 5. There you see Iverson a little loose there for a moment. McLeod, Ackerman, also around each other as they come across the line. Good, hard racing in the back of the pack there, man. I know it's not in the front, but they were going 3 and 4 wide just a moment ago, 2, 3 rows deep. Here comes Al Iverson trying to throw down the block for third, getting around Haygood and Barnes. McLeod back up there as well. In the Josh Berry Racing All Things Automotive entry. We're on lap 5. There's some crashing and crunching. Might have some cars banging there. Race still goes on as we're lap 5 in. Oh, we got a wreck up there in 3 and 4. 20 to go. And they're still racing. I think Lowther was wrecked. Dan Lowther has crashed. Rogers has crashed. And the race still goes on. No caution. Greg, you back with me, bud?
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, his mic is still messed up. We're got some TD issues there on his mic for Greg Rentz. We'll get it back here with you in a moment. 19 remaining here in the B main. 18 laps to go now. They just flashed across the flag stand with Huffine still the man out in front. But there is a 3-car battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Ryan Bloom in his own world. He's in 2nd. Iverson, Barnes, Haygood, and McLeod, if they can run them down, trying to all get to one another. Single file to the back straightaway. And Huffines is the man leading the way. Dylan Huffines, real racer in his own right. A lot of guys that compete on the Northwest Tour are also real race car drivers. By the way, it'll be a Northwest finish line in hour number 2 tomorrow. We're going to have on the Northwest Cup Truck and ARCA champions, Ryan Bloom, Dan West Jr., Christopher White. Finish line right here, LSRTV Productions. We're live, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 Central. And it's also on the radio, on Fox Sports Radio, affiliates in the Carolinas, iHeartRadio, and Community Radio Network. 14 to go as the field works their way back into 1 and 2. Dylan Huffines, the man leading the way. Ryan Bloom in 2nd. Barnes the 3rd. Iverson now the 4th. Haygood 5th. As the field works their way back around the racetrack. There looks like Clark under attack by Washington. This is going on for 12th, 13th, and 14th. 13 laps to go. We're halfway home in B main action for the Northwest Pro Late Model Series. And Craig, I'll tell you what, buddy, I think we got you back again. Dylan Huffines, man, what a strong run he's got right now over the ARCA Northwest champion, Ryan Bloom.
Hey, Huffines is a champion in his own right. The Hermiston Raceway track champion, understanding still having the same issue with my mic. Wesley, so back to you.
Yeah, it's still having problems, bud. Hopefully we can get it fixed. We got 10 laps to go. Huffines is the man out in front. I believe they get another practice session, too, before they turn them loose for 100 laps, so hopefully we can kind of figure it out. Huffines is the leader. Bloom in 2nd, Barnes 3rd. Iverson now with Haygood and McLeod there right there battling with one another. Closing in is also Carolyn Lemke. Down the back straightaway, under 10 remaining, 9 to go, and out in front, Dylan Huffines. A great battle here going on with McLeod and Carolyn Lemke. Closing in also is Olson and Reynolds. You better go now. As time is running out. Hourglass running short. Huffines still leading the way. 7 to go in his own world here around Lanier. Setting the field for their 100-lap race. Coming up next here at Lanier. The field works their way off of turn number 4. Back to the start-finish line. Another lap on the board. Huffines, Bloom, Barnes, Iverson, Haygood, Carroll, McLeod, Lemke, Allison, Reynolds, top 10. On board with Chris Carroll. He tries to reel back in on the machine of Haygood. Can't get there yet. They come to the line, open hand, 5 laps to go. Now make it 4 to go when they come to the stripe. Huffines is the leader. Looks like Haygood trying to push Iverson out of the way. Had Carroll and Barnes in front of him. And that battle goes on as they work their way back into the corner. Huffines, Bloom, Barnes, 1, 2, and 3. Laps wind down. 4 remaining. 3 to go this time by when they exit off 4. And Dylan Huffines is gone, dominating half a second back to Ryan Bloom. Little antsy there for a minute. Rogers bouncing off the wall. Now 2 laps down as Huffines clears him. Ryan Bloom now reeling in the leader. Time running out though. 1.5 laps remaining. They'll come to the line this time by, and they'll take the white flag. 1 more lap to go for Dylan Huffines in the B main. Number 7, Huffines, lap cars, Clark, Olson in the way. McLeod, he clears them. Huffines to the line. He will win the B main here at Lanier. Almost got into Clark as they went back into turn 1 and 2 on the cool down lap. But the Team PFC Brakes Chevrolet of number 7, Dylan Huffines, will win the B main. So that will wrap up the B main action. When we come back after a quick warm-up session, they're going to go for 100 laps in less than 5 minutes, and we will step away so you can see more green flag action from Lanier.
An automobile purchase shouldn't be hard. The hardest part for the consumer in the whole process should be selecting the vehicle. We have the online credit application. We can bring the car to you to see it, to test drive it, to deliver it. We have all the tools in place, and we've had them in place for a long time. I just think now we've perfected it. It's become part of our culture. We've, kind of taken it to the next level. It is easy, and it should be easy, and it should be fun, and it shouldn't take a whole lot of time.
Hey, it's Wesley Outlet on the set of the Bull Ring on Speed 51 TV, but I also want to remind everybody that you can keep up with coverage of esports with the Northwest Cup and Truck Series, the American iRacing League, S&B Cup Series, and so much more on your home for sim racing, LSRTV. Of course, remember, you can watch it, and then you can listen to it on CRN, the Community Radio Network, at wearecrn.com. Check us out when you can.
Hey, we welcome you back to coverage of the Northwest Pro Late Series. Unfortunately, as we see Hemke go spinning down there at the bottom of the racetrack, the 5 car. Unfortunately, my colleague, partner, color analyst Greg Rentz has had his mic go kapooey for the night. So unfortunately, I will be working solo for the remainder of the race broadcast coverage. Again, hopefully Greg can get his technical issues taken care of. We'll be able to bring him back here next week or whenever we broadcast again. Now, I don't believe right now that the agreement is as LSR TV broadcasting every one of the Northwest Pro Late Model Series races. Now, that might change. If you're a sponsor and you're interested in wanting to step up and make that happen, sure, contact us. Contact us at livesimracingtv.com. And, of course, Charles Wooten or Jeff Stabnow will get you in the right direction and make it happen. So, with that being said, this is a quick warm-up session. And then we go 100 laps tonight here at Lanier. Again, watching these guys working their way around the racetrack. And, of course, Chris Carroll won round one last week at Langley, and we'll see how he does here tonight at the Big L of Lanier. He's in the field, 24 cars having their final 90 seconds of warm-ups, practice sessions before we do get ready to turn them loose for their 100-lap race. So 6 drivers having to pack her up and go home. Only 24 will get ready to drop the green flag here in a minute and go here to Lanier Raceplex for the big race here coming up. 100 laps for the drivers of the Northwest Pro Late Model Series. And we look forward to bringing it to y'all. They're going 3 wide. They're off of that still shot, showing turn number 3 and 4. This track does present the uniqueness to be able to do 3 and 4 wide and try to hold it together. You do see I used the word last night with John Mushton with the Sim 500 Trans Service Blizzard Series race at Auto Club, but you see precision banking, and obviously you can see that there is an opportunity where if you stay between the white lines, you could actually go 5 wide, 4 wide, 5 wide if you chance going below the apron. So here at Lanier, just follow those white lines, stay in between the lines, and you got a chance of making that happen. So field getting into place. Final seconds remain here in this warm-up session, and then these boys are about to go to business. 100 laps as the clock ticks down to the final 10 seconds as cars go into the wall, and we get ready to set the field for you here. So it's almost go time. 100 laps coming up next right here at Lanier Raceplex. The field is gritty. We've mentioned them a couple of times tonight for the heat races and the B mains, but now all 24 cars that are locked into the A main are ready to go, and we're mere moments away from the Team 126 Racing starting lineup here tonight at Lanier. On the pole after the invert of 16, Cameron Iverson will be the field lead them the green. To the outside, Travis Barnes, row number 2 on the grid. We're going to find Ryan Bloom, ARCA Northwest champion. To the outside, Dylan Huff finds the B-main winner. He is all the way up to 4th on the invert. Row 3, we're going to find Angel Ortega, the 10, Eric Cheney in the 76. Row 4 on the grid, Austin Ackerman and Kyle Matthews, 05 and 29. Row 5, round out the top 10, Bryce Denny, Chris Camary. Row 6, halfway through the field, Joshua Beal, Curtis Critchley. Row 7, Kyle Lanier, fast qualifier, Brock Denny to the outside. Row number 8 on the grid, you're going to find Colton Garber and Troy Daggett. Row 9, Chris Carroll, Mason Haygood. Row number 10, Troy Allison in the 49, Brian Reynolds in the 12. Row 11, Andrew Lemke in the 5, Tyler Kim in 38. And the final row on back of 24 starters, Josh Washington and William Duvall. There's your lineup along with Ryan McLeod in the back of 25 cars. So 25 drivers getting ready to cinch in, buckle up, and hold on tight. Your pace car drops onto the pit lane. Round 2, Northwest Pro Late Models green at Lanier. And ladies and gentlemen, you have a virtual race. Here they come steaming down the back straightaway. Off turn 4. Barnes will lead the opening lap, but here comes Iverson battling back on the inside. Barnes and Iverson side by side for the lead into 3. While that goes on, Bloom and Huffine side by side. Ortega Cheney side by side, at full speed like they're on the pace laps. Clearing now will be Iverson drifting up in front of the machine of Barnes. And now they go single file as they go down into turn 3. Bloom, Huffine's up the racetrack, and we got a caution, and we got a big stack up on the back straightaway into turn number 3. Several cars are wrecked. And there you see the end result of it. Duvall was involved. Some other cars also caught up in it. 006 caught up in it. We look at the replay. Josh Washington also involved, and it is in the back of the pack. McLeod might have been around there. We're on board with Will Duvall, and this wreck happened in front of Will Duvall. A couple other cars wrecking. McLeod missing the number 12. That was Colton Garber, Briar Reynolds, Bryce Clark. From another angle, we watch it here on board with the Superflow colors, looking at the 12 of Briar Reynolds. And they all stacked up behind them. Look at this. This was a product of something going on in front of them when Critchley and Camary got together. Chain reaction, and then there you see the end result with Briar Reynolds and Washington. McLeod Duvall trying to get by as well. Under caution. 6 laps in of 100. Caution laps do count for this race. So we did get about a good 4 or 5 laps of racing under our belt before the yellow flag came out for the first time tonight. And the lights are going to go off on the pace car. We'll come back to green flag, this time by. And we'll look to reset this race again. Pace car onto the pit lane here at Lanier. Ready for the restart off turn 4. And we're back to him again. Ryan Bloom comfortable in the 3rd spot. As the field works their way off of turn number 2. That's that machine of Barnes out in front. Barnes and Iverson flip-flopping 1 and 2. Bloom waiting patiently back to 3rd. Ortega and Huffines going at it again. And here we go again with Iverson and Barnes battling. Oh, Huffines slips, falls back. Couple of spots in the 7 car. Meanwhile, contact being made between Iverson and Barnes, fighting for that position. They're side by side back into turn 1 and 2 to the inside. Iverson powers his way to the inside, trying to clear by him. We got a caution on the speedway. We'll slow him down as yellow is out again. Not sure what the problem is. We'll find out in our Pulse Poppers Fishing Lures Instant Replay. Unless you live down in the beach or in Texas or Florida, this is not the right place. This is not the time to go fishing. Unless you're into Alaskan ice fishing. And of course, Pulse Popper Fishing Lures can be used for that as well, if you choose to. And it looks like it might be the 014 that put us under the caution flag. Troy Daggett might also got collected in it. But Mason Haygood is what we're being told is the cause of the caution. As Haygood looked like he was way, way off the pace. And now we'll have to reset him to go again. Hey, don't forget, every Tuesday night, whenever we do broadcast them, find out all the details in the Northwest Racing Series on Facebook, social media, Northwest Pro Late Model Series. Keep up with all the awesome drivers of the North Pacific Northwest. Talented bunch of people. Greg Rent's unable to join me now for the remainder of the broadcast. He had some mic issues, and for that reason, for the benefit of making the race be good, he decided to back out for the night, try to hopefully get some equipment fixed. So I'm solo, lights off, stars are on the pace car still, is what I meant to say. Thinking they're going to come off this time by. Cameron Iverson, Travis Barnes, Angel Ortega right now, the top 3. Ryan Bloom in a nice, good spot. Working the completion of our 2nd yellow flag. Lights are off on the pace car this time by. This track, by the way, 3/8 of a mile. Flat on the straightaways. Little banking. Little banking. As the field works their way back to the restart zone out of turn number 4. That's the firebox. The white lines out of 4. And we're back to it again as Iverson gets the whip and goes back to the restart. Falling back Barnes. Ortega powering back in the Chevrolet number 10 to the inside. Battles that Northwest Chevrolet of Barnes on the outside lane. Here comes now Big Bird. Eric Cheney now in the mix of the Elite Racing engines. Number 76, he had to check up for a minute as Barnes and Ortega were battling door to door for second spot. This allows Ryan Bloom now to close to the outside on the Cheney machine. Look at this. Behind the leader, there's contact. Oh, he drifted up the racetrack. Boy, I think that's Cheney slipped and got into Bloom. Huffine's back up there, and the caution does not come out. But that was a little slip there a moment ago by Cheney and made everybody quickly go to the binders, especially Ryan Bloom, who's now under attack by Bill for the top 10. This is for 7th and 8th position. All the while, Carroll, Bill, Ackerman, Bloom, all in this mix, 3 wide for a moment. Ryan Bloom back off into the corner. He's in the 8th position. As they work their way back down the back straightaway. 3 wide off the corner, back to turn 1 and 2. With Iverson out in front. He leads the way. Iverson, Ortega, Barnes, Huffines, Cheney. Your top 5. Everybody all single file. Little contact there. Look out. Hold on. Save it. That's Ackerman. Bill with a little shot in the shorts there. Bill also got to him. Also the 041 off the pace there as that goes on the racetrack. Keep an eye on the 041 car. Kyle Lanier, fast qualifier earlier today for tonight's race. We're 25 laps in, 1/4 of the way through. Got a couple of cars tangling in the back. Ackerman is involved, and he falls back. Ackerman also getting some help with another car, the 036 machine of Bryce Denning. And we got a caution on the speedway now. Yellow flag is out, 27 of 100. So the caution comes out again. Let's take a look at that Pulse Poppers fishing lure instant replay. Check out what happened. You see Denny's car already up on the top of the wall. And then you got Camary getting loose. And he turns right in front of Olson. And he gets airborne and gets through the air. Camary's car. We missed that. Good work on our camera crew to catch that there. And we are under caution. Closing in on 30 of 100 laps. So Iverson is still the leader. Ortega is now second. Barnes third. Huffines and Cheney, your top 5. Back under the yellow flag. Got to put lap 30 on board this time by. 70 laps to go, as we do have almost we've completed over a quarter of the distance, 1/4 of the way. 100 laps here tonight at the Lanier Raceplex. By the way, don't forget, join us right here, LSRTV Productions, tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 Central, for Finish Line. And our guests are going to be a great group of people, including Michael Atwell, getting ready for the Snowball Derby. He also won the Bill Bigley Memorial at 417 Speedway. Jimmy Showtime Blewett, modified winner of the Turkey Derby at Wall Stadium in New Jersey over the weekend. The Turkey Southern Dream winner for late models, Carson Ferguson. The World Crown 4-cylinder $10,000 champion, Cody Osbury, joins us. And, of course, our number 2 is for the Northwest Racing Series champions of iRacing, including Ryan Bloom, ARCA champion, Dan West Jr., 2-time defending Truck Series champion, and for the Cup Series, Christopher White. That's tomorrow on Finish Line. We're back to green as Iverson gets ready to bring the field to speed into turn number 4. They'll hold it together. Cheney is sideways. Ortega, they're crashing behind them. Daggett, nowhere to go. Everyone else in the binders to miss them. And it's the 0-2 going around the Bill. Joshua Bill, Jack Daniels. And the caution is out. Caution out. We'll find out, obviously, what happened. We knew, obviously, we started to see it. Good work on the camera. We're going to watch it on the replay, though. Critchley's right behind him. Troy Daggett to his inside. Little Impatience got Ryan Bloom and Huffines in front of him, and he just got turned. Joshua Beal, nowhere to go. Caution out on lap 34. So the caution again coming out for the fourth time of the race. Lap 35, 15 laps away to the halfway mark of the race here for 100 laps at Lanier. Welcome back to coverage on LSRTV. Northwest Pro Late Model Series, round number 2. I'm Wesley Outland. We did have Greg Rentz earlier. Of course, our LSRTV production crew, Jeff Stabnow, Rocket Media, Charles Wooten handling everything going on right now. Good job. Hey, if you'd like to get involved in the exciting world of iRacing, it's not that hard. Of course, the holiday seasons are around the corner. Of course, you can go to iRacing.com, become a member, become a new returning member with already a subscription. I believe they give you a discount for the holidays. Ain't it 25% off for the holidays, Greg? Or Charles, 50% off? Okay, I know at one time it was 25% off, but check out iRacing. It's fun. It's cool. Not just the pavement late model cars, but the NASCAR cars. We got the Next Gen Cup races we've been doing with the Sim 500 League. They've been really good. You can run Indy cars. You can run midgets. You can run dirt. You can run pavement, street stocks. Lanier can be on dirt as well if you don't like pavement. Well, they're putting on a show here tonight on the pavement. Bring back out. Here we go. Iverson on the jump. And it is the single file restart if you noticed as well. Because this time it was not 2x2. It's single file. And they're closing in on lap number 40. 60 laps to go. Back across the start-finish line. Iverson is the man. He leads the way. Barnes in second. Huffines third. Critchley. Here comes now a shot for the lead on the inside is Barnes. Barnes with that Northwest Chevrolet down to the bottom of the racetrack. Battles the machine of Iverson. Carries now Huffines with him. To the outside lane is Critchley. Back in the fight. Brock Denny also now. Top 5. Huffines now moves to second, gets around Iverson. Iverson under attack, possibly to lose third. To Critchley on the inside. Give him that spot. No choice but to duck in line behind Critchley. Iverson does. Denny now. Bloom. All single file they are. Back to turn 1 as we approach halfway. Filled at speed, down to 3. Working off turn 4, back to the start-finish line. Oh, we got one bouncing off the wall. I couldn't tell if that was the leader or Huffines or maybe both. A shower of sparks came from the concrete where they hit the wall, and they'll save it. Will stay green, and they'll stay in their positions now into 1 and 2. Critchley there to the inside for third. Side by side now, Denny and Iverson. Bloom now ready to pounce on the bottom of the racetrack. He'll hook up and play wingman with Denny. Iverson hung out to dry on the outside lane, and he's not battling. He's not backing away, though. Right there with him again. Matthews and Olison now climbing up through the field. Look at all these cars. Working to come to the cross flags here in a few more laps. As it is Barnes leading the way. Carroll, by the way, winner last week at Langley. He is right now in the top 10 in 9th. So definitely not one of those contenders battling in the front, but definitely still in the hunt of things. Something happens, put him back in the catbird seat. But some new faces. at the front right now, halfway this time by when they come to the start-finish line with Barnes leading. Look at this now. Critchley and Huffines flip-flopping for second. Cross flags in the air. We're 50 down and 50 to go. Here at Lanier. Barnes, the man out in front. Critchley now, the P2. Sitting in third spot now is going to be Huffines. They're all single file. Denny on the bottom as well with Bloom. Top 5 on the racetrack. Iverson, Matthews, Olison, Carroll, and Haygood, your top 10. Just after halfway, Kim, Daggett, Lemke, Ackerman, Bill, top 15. Lair, Denny, Duval, McLeod, Ortega, Cheney, Camary, Reynolds, Garber, Washington. Full field rundown. 2 cars are out of the race, including Garber and Washington. Reynolds, Camary, several laps down on the racetrack there behind the wall. And Ortega and Cheney have also pitted. Across the line, lap 54 complete. Wow, sideways just for a moment. The 29 drifts up. Matthews opens the door to Olison on the inside. Olison will carry Huffines with him. My apologies, that's actually the 097 of Haygood's car. Right there in front, Carroll. Carroll now climbing up into 8th behind Olison. Remember, the drivers that have 0 3-digit numbers are not current members. We've got a couple of weeks to make the decision if they want to be a member or not, to pay their memberships. And if they don't, then they have to continue to use these 3-digit numbers, and eventually that expiration will run out. And then they have to either decide to pay or get off the pot. And if they don't pay, then they are not able to be eligible to run with the series. Right now, the 014, that's great battle there. That's Haygood and Matthews battling for position. This is for 7th and 8th. And meanwhile, we got problems. Oh, my goodness. There's Camary, who flipped earlier. And we got a caution with 40 laps to go. Yellow flag is out. We got a caution on the speedway. We'll slow him down. Camary comes to the pit lane. Got to wonder if he was the car that caused it. Chris Camary in the 15, already flying through the air earlier this evening in the race earlier. Bonsai for Camary up the racetrack. I'm not sure if it was him. Yeah, might have been something else. Look at that car crab walking, cattywampus, if you will, as he comes down the pit lane. Oh, it's the 49 car. Smoke coming from Olison's car. The Pacific 49 machine. Let's see what happened. He's got Carroll all on his back door. And Carroll turns into Olison as they work their way. And then he let him off, backed off, and then Olison puts it in the fence on his own. Joshua Bill just missing him. Briar Reynolds as well, and caution is out. So the yellow flag waves through 63 of 100 laps. Shootout time coming up as we are about to approach the final quarter of the race.
I'm still going.
12-point lead action. 023 onto the pit lane. My apologies, my bad. I'm sorry, he's the leader. Barnes is the leader, my bad. Critchley is second, Huffines third. 1, 2, and 3 on the racetrack. Denny, one of the B-main heat race winners, doing good on the racetrack as well in fourth. Ryan Bloom right there with him, the 2021 ARCA Northwest Series champion. And I'm thinking they're probably going to go side by side to doubled up for the restart instead of single file because, well, the lights are off on the pace car. They're actually going to stay single file. My apologies. So they're going to stay single file. Try this again. Green flag is back out, and here we go. Closing in on 35 laps remaining in this race. 40 right when the time the caution flag fails. So you get about around 4 or 5 laps under caution before they finally get back and going again. As Barnes is the leader, clear air in front of him, Critchley in second, Huffines third, Denny and Bloom top 5. Everyone staying single file. Back straightaway they go with Barnes out in front. Still comfortable lead as they go into the corner. A little contact with Denny and Huffines battling. Here comes the Cougar Me car. I want to go fast. Denny on the inside of the PFC brakes machine of Huffines. And they're side by side for third to 3. Hendrick Cars 25 entry. Kyle Larson throwback to Ryan Bloom sitting back in the 5th position. And they'll cross the start-finish line. Look at them come to the line. 70 laps on the board, 30 to go. Listen to that banging. Listen to them. Look at how tight this racetrack is, man. This is a bull ring for pavement racing at Lanier. This shows you just how fast. Hear it popping? That's the headers popping on these cars. Got there, pushing it to the chip, if you will. You ever heard of the term pushing the chip? Rev limiter. That's what they're doing. And you hear that sound like popcorn popping. That's that rev limiter. Push to the limit. As here comes Bloom after Huffines. Side by side. This is for 4th. 4th and 5th battle closing in on 3/4 of the way through in the final 25 laps of this race here at Lanier. Bloom will clear Huffines on the outside as they go to 3. And while that goes on, Barnes says you guys just keep on doing what you're doing, okay? I'm loving this. We're going to battle. Gotta worry, though, if it was the late race caution. Everybody right now, for the most part, staying in line. Racing rolls on. Final 25 laps of this race ongoing here on LSRTV, round number 2 tonight. Hope everybody had a great, happy Turkey Murder Day, Thanksgiving with your family and your loved ones. Getting ready for the Christmas holiday. It'll be officially 25 days to Christmas, beginning tomorrow, December 1st. Critchley the leader, Barnes the second, Denny third. Bloom and Huffines all single file as they work off turn number 2 to the back straightaway. There is Critchley, been strong all day long. Good car, good run. Just cannot seem to get away from the lap traffic. It's Camary's right in front of the leader. Barnes falling back to second after leading a lot of this race. And Critchley is now the guy out in front in that Chevrolet number 27, looking to move by lap cars. Inside of Camary, beaten, battered, banged, bruised, bandaged after flipping through the air earlier. And he's still in the race, even with a donut on the side of his car. 20 laps to go now. Here in this shootout at Lanier. Critchley, Barnes, and Denny. There is Critchley. Gotta wonder if Barnes hanging back, ready to pounce down the stretch. You better go now if you're Travis Barnes. There goes Critchley's car. Travis Barnes, Brock Denny, all there, 1, 2, and 3. Lap cars all in the way. There comes more in front of them. As the leader... Oh, we got a spin. Was that Daggett? Daggett's car, the 9 car, the red car, Daggett. And he was stalled, but they do not throw caution. We keep on going. 15 to go when they come to the line. Denny and Bloom battle for 3rd. Huffines back to 5th. 15 to go here at Lanier. And there's Daggett's car onto the pit lane. Caution was not called. How many cautions? 4 yellow flags, if that, in this race? been fairly comfortable, fairly clean. And a very long green flag run here with 14 remaining. Now make it 13 to go when they come to the stripe, with Critchley still leading. Critchley in 27 out in front. Barnes in second. Denny third. They're 1, 2, and 3. Bloom and Huffines, the top 5. There you see now Denny and Huff and Bloom battling. Huffines just can't get to him. And we got a caution. Yellow flag. Car spun. There you just saw him. Believe it's the 05. Yellow flag is out. I think that's Austin Ackerman that spun. Wow, the 14 also with a problem. We saw Ackerman also around, but we saw the 014 Mason Haygood when the cause of the caution. 10 lap shootout coming up at Lanier. Hold on, Critchley. You got one more, at least, restart to hold them off. As the old cliche is, cautions breed cautions. We'll have to hope that doesn't happen. And Critchley hoping for these final caution laps to become a green flag run. It will be single file to the finish, and hopefully no yellows to make this race get prolonged or cause an overtime, as Curtis Critchley is the man out in front. Curtis Critchley leads, Travis Barnes second, Brock Denny third, Ryan Bloom, Dylan Huffines the top 5. As the lights will go off on the pace car here in a few more laps, and we will set them up for a shootout. Critchley staying on the top of the racetrack, Barnes as well. 1 to go. Lights are off of the pace car. It will be still the scheduled distance of 100 laps. 7, make it 6 laps to go when they come back to the restart zone to decide it all in round 2 of the Northwest Pro Late Model Series. Pace car is in. Critchley, good restart on the field. Back to green with 6 to go. Critchley holding off the likes of Barnes. Barnes under attack by Denny. A couple of car lengths separate each other. Half a car length now, side by side with Bloom and Huffines, and 5 to go. Open hand is out. We're on lap 95. Final laps remain. Critchley does not want to see the yellow flag. Wants to stay in the throttle, bring it to the house, and take the checkers. He leads. Barnes in second, followed by Denny third. They're 1, 2, and 3. Turn number 4. 3 laps to go now. Haygood onto the pit lane. He's out. Critchley pulling away. 2 car lengths now at Lanier over Travis Barnes. Under attack, Barnes is by Brock Denny for second. Here comes the Mini Cougar car. 2 to go, and Critchley leading here at Lanier. Final time to the back straightaway. Final laps remaining in the turn number 3. Here comes Curtis Critchley, that black 27 Chevrolet. Crosses the line. White flag and the CRN 1 to go. All details at wearecrn.com. And can you now say 2 for 2? Another different winner on the series. Curtis Critchley wins round 2 of the Northwest Pro Late Model Series here tonight at Lanier. Second spot's going to go to Travis Barnes. Brock Denny battles back strong, finishes third. Huffines and even Lowther coming back with a good top 5 finish when the checkered flag fell. Celebration about to get underway with not just the burnout, but also the Northwest High 5 salute. Oh, they don't do that in the Northwest Pro Late Model Series. Only on the national tour. So they're going to let Kurt Critchley burn it down. Notice how everybody is just kind of like, just staying out of the way of the leader. There you go, second and third. I thought Camary was trying to crash Critchley, it looked like. So anyhow, Curtis Critchley, Travis Barnes, and Brock Denny on the podium. We'll talk to them here in just a moment. But right first, here is your LSRTV unofficial results. Round 2 for the Northwest Pro Late Series. Curtis Critchley's the winner. Travis Barnes had to settle for second. Brock Denny third. Dylan Huffines fourth. Ryan Bloom, Kyle Matthews, Tyler Kim. Chris Carroll, winner at Langley last week, will settle for a top 10 with 8th. Joshua Beal, Cameron Iverson, your top 10. And we had 13 cars in the lead lap, including Bryce Denny, 11th. Andrew Lemke, 12th. Brian McLeod is 13th. Everyone else several laps down or more, including Troy Daggett, Mason Haygood, William Duvall, Austin Onkerman, Brian Reynolds, Chris Camary. He flew through the air earlier tonight. Troy Ollison as well in 20th. And then the rest of the rundown of 25 starters includes Kyle Lair, Angel Ortega, Eric Cheney, Colton Garber, and the first retiree along was Josh Washington. When we come back, finish line, post-race wrap-up. We'll talk to the top 3 on the podium, and we'll wrap things up here tonight for round 2 from Lanier with the Northwest Pro Late Model Series. Stand by with us. Welcome back to coverage of the Northwest Pro Late Model Series on your home for sim racing LSRTV. We're going to grab a word with the top 3 here tonight after round 2 of the series at Lanier. Third place, we'll grab a word with Curtis Critchley in a minute, but third place going to Brock Denny, 064 machine, and this is, of course, your finish line post-race wrap-up. And Brock, man, taking the race. It was very interesting. Had it share a couple of cautions at the beginning of things, then it settled down for that long green flag run, then the caution with under 10 laps remaining, but you held your own. That Cougar car from Talladega Nights looked good, and you'll finish third here tonight on the podium.
I think my Tucker dog would have looked better on there, but there's some wrecks early on, and I just tried to keep my nose clean and stay patient.
Yeah, it was a pretty interesting race. Obviously, this track a lot different than what we raced at Langley last week, wasn't it?
I mean, they're honestly pretty similar driving styles. Tight, small tracks, a lot of wrecks can happen, but worked out this week.
All right, man. Well, look, you get third spot. Before we let you go, thank your sponsors.
Me.
Me.
That's it.
Me. I like that. There you go. Brock Denny, ladies and gentlemen. He'll finish in the number 3 spot there. Runner-up in the race, Travis Barnes. And we'll talk to Travis. He'll settle for the runner-up position in the race. He led most of the event here tonight here at Lanier. And Travis, tires ran out, strategy, handling, car tightened up. What made you become the runner-up in the race here, man?
Well, I just started this setup earlier today, so I didn't have much time with the car. It was really tight, pushing tight, so we tried to fix that all night. You could tell it was just not on par with Curtis. But other than that, just starting up front, I thought we were gonna be inverted from qualifying. We qualified 4th, so it would have put us on the pole there. But regardless, raced our way in, got in, stayed clean, and came home second.
Hey, it was a good race, man. I tell you what, that car looked really, really strong. Obviously, man, this is a good way for you to think about things for sure, trying to run towards a Northwest Pro Series championship. Consistency is what counts.
Absolutely, and so we'll have to go back to the drawing board next week and figure out how to make this car turn.
All right, buddy. Before I let you go, thank your sponsors.
I'd like to thank Northwest Sign Guys, Matthews Motorsports, GCI Construction, South Hill RV Sales, Houston Racing, and No Clue Racing.
All right, man. Well, there you go. There's the thoughts of course, the driver of Travis Barnes. He will settle for the number 2 position here tonight at Lanier. Winner at Lanier, 2 different winners in 2 races. Of course, we had Chris Carroll win at Langley last week. Tonight here at Lanier is the driver of the number 27 Chevrolet, Curtis Critchley, to victory lane. Curtis, congratulations to you, man. What a strong run. Strategy to get around Travis. Work paid off. You put the car to victory lane here. Talk about the race.
Yeah, thank you. It was a pretty hard-fought race there in the middle of the pack. It was kind of a brawl. A lot of cars came out of the middle damaged, including myself. But I managed to be able to get close to the front and just save a lot of tire, a lot of right rear to just get around Travis there at the end. So basically it was just trying to get out of the trouble and then just get to a spot where I could just save tires and keep them under me until I could near the end.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you what a strong run. Obviously, once you got around him, you made it work, you made it stick. And, I mean, you know, this competition on this Northwest Series, and we always talk about it with the Northwest iRacing Tour as well for Supers. We'll say the same thing about the pros. Man, any of these guys in this 24-car field, 25-car field, has a shot to win the race. And you just basically played your cards right, being in the right place, right time, was able to get to the front and get the win.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of great cars out here. I got lucky. There's a few cars in that end up junk that race and end up getting too many instant points, so they got black flagged and wasn't able to race. But if they were able to stay out of it and didn't get caught up in other people's stuff, they would have been right up there with Travis and I.
All right, buddy. A big win for you. Before we let you go, thank your sponsors.
I'd like to give a big shout out to Refined Motorsports. You can check them out on social media. And then also big shout out to Chris Carroll for helping out on the setup this week. We were running a lot of laps together and managed to put together a very good piece.
Got it done for sure, of course. That is Curtis Critchley in the car number 27. A big, big win for him. And now there's 2 different winners in 2 races on the Northwest iRacing Pro Late Model Series. Hey, if you'd like to know more information about your home for sim racing, go online to livesimracing.com, livesimracingtv.com, at LSRTV on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for more information as well. Go to Northwest Racing Series on Facebook if you'd like to be in the Northwest and the Pacific and join and race our program too. Of course, when it's all said and done, Curtis Critchley picks up the win here tonight at the Lanier Raceplex. For my colleague and partner, Greg Rentz, unable to finish out with me because he had some mic issues. Thanks again to Jeff Stabnow, Charles Wooten, Rocket Media, and LSR TV. I'm Wesley Outland. Congratulations, Curtis Critchley, round 2 winner here tonight for the Northwest Pro Late Models at Lanier. Be good to one another, and thank you for watching.